Hello, dear students. We have been studying about the solution. In the solution, we have seen the various component. We have seen about the concentration of solution. Now we are going to study about the solubility of a solute. The amount of solute present in the saturated solution at given temperature and pressure is called the solubility of a solute. Solubility of solute depends upon temperature, pressure, type of type or nature of solute, or type or nature of solvent. Now we have a question. What happens if we heat saturated solution of copper sulfate? We have already understood about the saturated solution of copper sulfate. In the activity, we have even prepared the saturated solution of copper sulfate. Saturated solution of copper sulfate is the solution of copper sulfate in which no more solute can be dissolved. The concentration of copper sulfate in a saturated solution is called the solubility of the copper sulfate. That is what it is, the definition. Let us once again look at the definition again. The amount of solute present in the saturated solution at given temperature and pressure is called the solubility of solute, and that is why the amount of solute that is present into the saturated solution for copper sulfate, it is called its solubility. And so what happens if we heat saturated solution of copper sulfate and add more crystals of copper sulfate? What does it mean? We have seen that the solubility of a solute depends upon temperature. Now we heat the saturated solution of copper sulfate and see what happens and what is the meaning of the thing whatever that has been happened. So let us look at the answer. If we heat saturated solution of copper sulfate and add more crystals of copper sulfate, more copper sulfate can be dissolved into the saturated solution of copper sulfate at higher temperature. So if we heat and now we try to add more copper sulfate to the saturated solution at higher temperature, we can dissolve more copper sulfate into the saturated solution of copper sulfate. Let us try to understand what is the meaning of it. It means solubility of copper sulfate increase if we increase the temperature. So if we increase the temperature, even we can add more solute to the saturated solution, and that is how we can say that solubility depends upon temperature. And if we increase the temperature, solubility of copper sulfate also increase with increase in temperature. What would happen if you were to take a saturated solution of certain temperature and cool it slowly? Now we are going to study. Suppose we take a copper sulfate solution which is a saturated solution and we are going to cool it. Let us see what happens. If we take saturated solution of copper sulfate at certain temperature and if we cool it slowly, as the temperature decreases, the solid copper sulfate is seen in the solution undissolved. That means copper sulfate that was dissolved into the solution come out from the solution as a crystals of copper sulfate. It means as temperature decreases, solubility of copper sulfate decreases and we can see solid copper sulfate in the solution at decreased temperature. So as the temperature decreases, solubility of copper sulfate also decreases and we can get more crystals of copper sulfate found into the solid state, or more crystals of copper sulfate are crystallized into the solution or into the saturated solution of copper sulfate. Now we are going to understand one term which is known as crystallization. When saturated solution of copper sulfate is cooled from certain temperature, solid crystals of copper sulfate undissolved and can be seen. This process is called crystallization. So if we cool the saturated solution, then the crystals of copper sulfate or crystals of solute comes out as a solid crystals into the solution, or solid crystals which are undissolved remain present into the solution. This process of producing crystals when a saturated solution is cooled down is known as the crystallization. So this is how we can understand about the new term which is known as the crystallization. My dear students, we have studied about the concentration. So we are going to study some of the formula for calculating the concentration. Formulas to calculate the concentration of a solution. Concentration of a solution is equal to amount of solute divided by amount of solution, or concentration of solution is equal to amount of solute divided by amount of solution. Instead of solution, we should write here solvent. So the formula should be concentration of solution is equal to amount of solute divided by amount of solvent, or concentration of solution is equal to amount of solute divided by amount of solution. So this is how we can understand the definition of concentration, that the amount of solute that is found into the amount of solution at given temperature and pressure is known as the concentration of solution, or the amount of solute present in the amount of solvent at given concentration at given temperature and pressure is also known as the concentration of solution. There are various ways of expressing concentration of solution. We can express the concentration of solution in two various ways. The first way is mass by mass percentage of a solution. The second way is mass by volume percentage of solution. Mass by mass percentage of solution can be calculated as, the formula to calculate the mass by mass percentage of solution is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution multiplied by 100. Mass by volume percentage of a solution is equal to mass of solute divided by volume of solution multiplied by 100. As this is the mass by volume percentage, we write here the volume of solution. As this is the mass by mass percentage of solution, we write here mass of solution. That means mass of solute divided by mass of solution gives us the mass by mass percentage. Mass of solute divided by volume of solution gives us the mass by volume percentage. And as percentage is calculated on the basis of 100, we multiply this value with 100. So we get mass by mass percentage of a solution, or mass by volume percentage of solution. There is one more formula which is useful for the various solution of the various problems, and that formula tells us that mass of solution is equal to mass of solute plus mass of solvent. This solute and solvent are the component of solution, and this is how we can understand that the mass of solute plus mass of solvent is equal to mass of solution. I hope, my dear students, you are enjoying your studies. Happy learning.